Thank you, Mr. Richard Kai. Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Kai, give it up. No. Before I begin my talk this morning, I'd like to thank all. It was really nice to see the past superintendents. We don't get an opportunity to see all of the superintendents and all of the hard work and organization and planning it takes to run this wonderful Dharma school we have. So thank you to all of our superintendents, present and past. Of course, you guys have done an amazing job to keep this fine oiled machine running. So good morning, everyone. It's been a long summer, although last week was the official first Dharma school of the year. This is the first time I get to address you, so I'm saying welcome back from hopefully a fun, relaxing summer. No? No, everybody's like, oh, I want it to be summer still, but I think we're happy that it's not 107 degrees anymore, so that's a good thing, right? So we welcome the fall, but welcome back from a long summer break. And many of you have noticed last week that there's probably been a few changes here, right? The Sacramento Betsuin. Everybody's staying silent. I know you guys all talk to each other. I've seen it on social media. But I'm here to say that, there are a lot of changes. Many of you noticed that we had our supervising minister. We have a new supervising minister here, and his name is Reverend Marvin Harada. And many of you got to see him last week, if you haven't been coming this summer. And you met his little sidekick, his good buddy, right? What's his name? What's Freddie's last name? Do you remember? The Frog. No. For those of you that were listening, oh, I see some hands. What's Freddie's last name? Fuji! They came to service last week. The rest of you that said, were you in service? Yeah, no. Okay. Excellent job. And I learned that for the first time, that his last name was Freddie Fuji. I think it's great, yeah. Hi, Freddie. So, okay. We're going to have a puppet battle off one day. Okay, so it's a wonderful thing for those of you that don't know who he is. He is the head minister of the Orange County Buddhist Temple, and he has been so for 30 years. And it's wonderful. Just to give you some perspective, Orange County, obviously it's in Southern California, but that is the only other temple in the BCA that is of similar size, almost the exact same size as the Sacramento Betsuin. And with Marvin's 30 years of experience over there, it brings a lot, his experience brings a lot coming here, let's just put it that way. And he's been a wonderful addition while we are in search of a new Nimban, which we will find very soon. It'll happen before you know it. So just wanted to kind of formally introduce him because I neglected to do so last week. We didn't really even introduce him. He just came up and started talking to the puppet. You're like, what's going on? But, so that's who he is. He's a very legitimate, he's a wonderful man, and he's obviously going back and forth, right? There's a lot of traveling going on, so I'm picking him up from the airport, and I don't know how he does it. Between his time in Orange County and up in Sacramento, he also has responsibilities at the Jodo Shinchu Center in Berkeley. So his wife probably has no idea who he is anymore, which may be good for the marriage. I don't know. So anyway, I've known Reverend Marv as a YBA kid. I've known him for decades and decades now. We go to conferences, obviously all throughout the state, and Reverend Marv was always there, and he was the frog guy, So we all knew who he was when we were younger, and we always loved Reverend Marv. So as he started here, and I went down the hallway and greeted him in his office, I just took a moment and I watched him sitting in the Nimban, in the office over there, the head minister's chair, and I just stared at him and I just said, Reverend Marv, I just can't believe that you're actually here. Never in a million years would I ever have imagined that we would be working together at the Sacramento Betsuin. Reverend Marv is a fixture in Southern California, just as Reverend Bob was here in NorCal. I don't hear that sound. What's that? That's right. It's not me, I promise. You know what we can do is turn down the, okay. All right. What sound? What high-pitched noise? You need to go to the doctor, all of you. Now I'm all fun. I don't even know what I thought. It did something to my brain. I don't know what's happening. Where am I? So, what was I saying? Oh, Reverend Marv. I was like, I can't believe you're here. So again, it just goes to show you that don't assume where your future will go. Don't assume what could be possible and what is impossible. You never know how the course of your life will change, and it'll take a completely different direction. So again, I'm so lucky and fortunate and honored to be able to work with Reverend Mark Prada, even if it's for only a few short months. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you a bit about who he was, and if you get a chance to see him when he's here, make sure you say hi. If you want to talk to him, he'd love to talk to you guys. And again, this goes back to having an open mind, and this is what my message is about today. Buddhism teaches us to have an open mind. It teaches us to not come to conclusions on what is possible, what is not possible. It truly teaches us to see things the way they truly are. Because the moment we start jumping to conclusions on how things are or how things aren't, we start not looking at reality anymore, right? And there are a lot of things happening even now with us at our temple. We start hearing things about what is true and what is not true. We start hearing things about what happened, about what didn't happen. So what I'm trying to share with everybody today is, let's not focus on things that are rumors. Let's not focus on things that we hear. Let's focus on things that we know, things that we see with our own eyes, with our minds open. And with that, I wanted to share with you this is one of my favorite videos. I watch it all the time. I watch it over and over. And many of you may have seen it before, but please take a quick look at this video, and we'll talk about it for a minute.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Good, nice to meet you. What's the act called?
Charlotte and Jonathan.
Charlotte and Jonathan. Okay. How old are you both?
I'm 16. I'm 17.
Okay. And you thought the combination would work. Whose idea was it?
It was our singing teachers actually. She thought it'd be good to try us out together. And we both sounded quite good when we sang what we did.
Okay, you're not saying much, Jonathan. Are you shy?
Sometimes. I've always had sort of problems with my size since I can remember. And when I was in sort of primary school, it was back then really that I had sort of the mick taken out of me, and it kind of damaged my confidence quite a bit. When people would say something to me, it'd just take a little piece out of me in a sense.
I'm quite protective of Jonathan. Like, if I was there and someone stood there and said something to him, I couldn't sit there with my mouth shut. Before you make a judgment on someone, I think you really need to get to know them. It's not, as cliche as it's not judging a book by its cover. You've got to read what's inside.
Charlotte's been a really big help for me in terms of confidence and making me a better performer, and I really don't think I'd be going up on stage today if I didn't have Charlotte by my side.
And do you think you could win?
Yeah, together.
Alright, good luck.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Your
Has anybody seen that before? A couple of, okay, only a couple of you, good. What do you guys think? Did you like it? Yeah, I know, a little bit, right? Yes. Every time I watch it, I don't know why it's so emotionally powerful. But you saw Simon's body language just before they even walked on the stage. What did Simon say, right? This is going to be great. What did he say, right? He gave some negative comment. Just as they walked on stage, before they even said a word out of their mouths, before you even knew who they were, he already judged them. He already came to a conclusion on what they were going to be or what they were not going to be. And all of you knew to expect something, obviously, because I'm showing it here at the church, so a little bit of built-up expectation there. However, the point of this message is, just imagine if in your lives, in the world, in your work, in your play, wherever you go, in the people that you meet, what if you entered every situation with a truly open mind, without your past baggage, without your past judgment, without your cynical views, and were able to look at things with a blank slate and without judgment and to accept it fully in its pure form without your ego judging it. I think it would be an amazing thing. And in some cases, when that judgment is so strong, you won't even get a chance to hear something like this. In this case, it was a competition. They're going to sing no matter what, right? So you're forced to hear it. But in some situations, if you're meeting somebody for the first time and you make a judgment on them, you'll turn your back and say, I know what that person's all about. I don't even need to meet them. And you'll walk away, and you may have missed something incredible. Anytime we're at a disagreement, we may think you're wrong, I'm right, and we're no longer listening to them to even hear what their point is, right? To even hear their side of the story. So in Buddhism, it is so fundamentally important that we keep our minds open and we keep our cups empty. And there's a parable that talks about a priest and his disciple, and he puts his teacup on the table, and the disciple says, Sensei, would you like more tea? And he says, yes. And he goes, just tell me when to stop. And he's pouring the tea. And the student's getting nervous because the tea's coming up into the cup, and it's coming up, small cup. And he's watching it, and he's looking at Sensei, and Sensei's like, oh yeah, keep it coming. And sure enough, it already gets to the top, and it starts to overflow. And he's waiting for Sensei to say stop. He's like, keep it coming, I like tea. And it's flowing onto the table, and it's flowing onto the floor, and the student's like, he's freaking out, he doesn't know what to do. And finally, the tea runs out of the pot, and he goes, Sensei, why did you not tell me to stop? And Sensei said, it's because I'm trying to prove a point to you. This full teacup is like many people's minds. When your cup is full, there is no longer room to receive anything new. There's no longer room to receive anything new. So any new experience, any wonderful experience, doesn't become a part of you, and it just flows off to the side and runs off the edge of the table. So this is our Buddhist reminder to try to keep our cups empty and to keep room inside so we can accept new things. So thank you very much. Please join me in So in the upcoming months, there will be many changes here at the Vetsuing, but whatever the future may hold, let that future come to you. And when it does come, be sure to open your minds and your hearts and give it a chance. If your minds are open, you never know what unexpected surprises the world will present to you. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.